G'day guys, my name's Tyson. We're here at Lumberpunks Axe Throwing, and normally we'd be doing videos about axe throwing, but we decided to do a series based around our other passion, which is music. And my version of that is that I've been collecting records for about 20 years now, and I thought I'd show you what little anomalies and interesting albums I have in my collection. So today we're going to be talking about different productions and different aspects of producing a record that have got interesting aspects. This is the first one that we're going to look at, which is Faith No More, Angel Dust, one of my favourite albums to listen to. This was one of my teenage albums. The interesting thing about this one is that it came with a limited edition 12-inch single, which has a mix of their hit song Midlife Crisis. This is the Scream mix, which you can only get on the vinyl that came with this album, and also on the back there's copies of Crack Hitler and Midnight Cowboy. Again, just a really cool album to listen to, but I had to get this version because it's the one that's got the extra special 12-inch vinyl with it. So that particular album is on Slash Records back in '92. This is the first pressing of it, and it's roughly worth about $50 to $80. The next one, I think some of you might have already seen, but it's a very interesting production on an album. This is Jack White's Lazaretto. When this one came out, this is the Ultra LP, and this caused a bit of a sensation just in the production of the album itself. The interesting aspects of it were what happened on the actual album. So the way that he produced this album, this is the first album that he did on his record label Third Man Records, but there's some really cool features on this which I'll probably just quickly show you. One of the things is on a normal album, when you play it, you play from the outside in. On this album, on the A side, you actually play from the inside to out. Okay, so the whole album's backwards, but you actually play it from the inside to out. Another interesting fact on there is there's a song called Just One Drink, where they've actually been able to have two intros to the same album. The way that they do this is you've got a groove of the album there, and then they have another groove right next to it. So there's an acoustic intro to this song on one groove and an electric one on the other. So when you drop the needle, you don't really know which version of the intro you're going to get. So sometimes you'll get the electric one, sometimes the acoustic one. And they're so close together that it's very hard to pinpoint which one you actually want. And then eventually they go into the same groove and the rest of the song plays, which was quite an interesting novelty. I've seen it on a Monty Python album. They had three sides to it, where they had side A being a normal side of the album, and then side B actually had side B and side C with the groove right next to each other, so you never knew which side you were actually playing. So that's one really cool feature about this. There's also two hidden tracks, but the way that they hid them is that they actually inlaid the track on the label itself. So if you put the needle on the actual label, they've actually got grooves on there, and one plays at 78 and the other one plays at 45. So technically it's a three-sided album. And one other awesome feature of this is, and this might be hard to see, but we'll see if we can do it, is there's a hand-etched hologram which you might be able to see there. Right there, you'll see like there's an angel, and when this record is spinning around, that angel animates. It's an amazing way that they've done it. It's done by an artist called Tristan Duke, and you might have seen another version of this for the Star Wars soundtrack. He did a TIE fighter that sort of spun around as the album came around. Very interesting. So that's Lazaretto by Jack White on Third Man Records, and this is the Ultra LP version. Last album that I want to talk about is a seminal album for a lot of people, which is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. But I wanted to talk about this release of it. This is done by the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. Now, what the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab is a company that started out in 1959. And what they used to do is they originally started by creating field records, which were atmospheric records, basically recording sounds of trains and stuff. It was basically set up sort of like an audiophile sort of company. Eventually what they did is they moved into music, and that's where this album comes in. You'll notice a Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab album is dictated by, up the top of the album, it has this yellow strip, and it says original master recording. Okay, if you see that on an album, usually it means that it's done by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. So we'll call it MoFi for short. So a MoFi album is where Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab license the masters of the album, and they remaster it. Basically, what they were doing is a lot of albums were rushed by studios, and so they basically re-engineer the whole mix to give you a better, deeper, wider sound. So this particular record of Dark Side of the Moon, it goes for somewhere between $180 all the way up to about $800 for an absolute mint version of it. So yeah, so that's what Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab is. If you can find any of them, they're definitely worth it. But it does really help if you have a good audiophile sort of sound system to play them on. But even on a low rent one, you'll definitely hear the difference with a wider sound and a better, crisper, different mix to the album. So yeah, so they're my interesting little productions in albums. If you enjoy this, we're going to do some more videos. So give it a like and hit the bell to subscribe if you want to see more of it. And if you know of an album that you think I should invest in, or you think is quirky that I should look at, chuck it in the comments, and hopefully I'll get it into my collection and we'll chuck it in. My name's Tyson, we're here at Lumberpunks, and thanks for listening.